Hey everyone, we're live on the air.
Finally.
Finally. Well, wait, it wasn't that long. It wasn't as bad as 2 weeks ago when we
Oh
took
God.
2 hours to get on the air.
God. Well, that was technically our own fault for having to do so much stuff with that document.
Our own
Underestimating a
hubris.
task, yeah. This is just 10 minutes, so, yeah.
Yeah.
I need some water. I'm going to say
Right.
that's why I was in...
Did you grab? Oh, you did grab water. You're
Yeah,
good,
I had a
right?
little drink, better hydrated. Anyway. John, you weren't
Yes,
here last
John's
week.
back. John wasn't here last week.
I was
Exactly.
out of the country. I was in
Yeah,
America.
what country were you in?
I was in America.
Oh, hey, what a weird coincidence.
I know. You're living in America now.
I'm in America.
Nathan,
I didn't go anywhere. I stayed right here pretty much.
did you watch anything American made to make up for it?
Yeah, on the air. It's a David Lynch series that was canceled right away. Yeah, I just finished watching it. It's really weird. Like, surprise. Early 90s, but...
Wait,
Did you watch
a
anything
David
that
Lynch thing
wasn't
weird.
American made?
I'm trying to think if this past week we might have watched a Korean movie or something, but it's not coming to mind. Maybe not. I thought
Yeah,
about watching
so-
a movie called The Chaser from Korea, but I didn't actually do that. So anyway, whatever. America, American Stories, Music and Game Festival. That's the first one, right? That's the thing.
Well,
You went
before we
and
jump
did.
into that, let's just quickly... Hey, I'm Sean
What?
Booker. I'm Sean Booker.
Oh, we're just
Are you?
introing.
Are you?
I'm Sean Booker. Yeah,
I
didn't
don't.
know
I
if
don't
you knew
believe
that.
you. I don't believe
Well, let me.
Sean
direct your
Booker doesn't
attention.
live in America, sir. He is Canadian.
Well, I'm the American imposter, American Sean.
There we go.
Yeah. I couldn't think of a portmanteau for that. No,
Nope.
can't
I don't
I
have-
was trying to think of it.
I can't think of one either. Anyway, This is the topic on perspective. In case.
Oh, we're just
someone
jump right.
stumbled across this audio or video production, and you're like, "What is this?"
That's what it's called.
That's what it's called. That's what it's called. Most of the time. But I won't tell you what it's called after the time. Nathan will.
Yeah, my name's Nathan. Nathaniel Roy, I guess, if we're doing first name, last name on this one for some reason.
What's your middle name?
Bernard.
There you
I
go.
think that's been asked of me on this show, but I don't.
Okay.
I don't know, as a question
Yeah.
or something. And look who else is here. It's Jonathan.
Hi.
Jonathan Jennifer Wheeler, which
What?
was unfortunate. But
You
What,
do actually.
JJ?
You do actually know that's my sister's name, right?
yes, you're named after your sister, your middle name. They loved her
Exactly.
so much.
It was really weird. That's why no one in the family loves me at all.
Yeah, they were like.
It just made it so much easier to be the black sheep.
Yeah, they were like, maybe if we just also put Jennifer, this one will turn out just as good.
Well, everyone is incredibly hyped for Jennifer this week because she just had twin baby boys.
Whoa!
So I am an uncle, believe it or not.
Holy
Yay!
smokes! Look who's
Definitely-
an adult.
I feel like I should be wearing a tie right now.
Just never stop.
What's that thing they do when babies are born? They like put a champagne glass in a handkerchief and then step on it. Is that a thing? Isn't that a thing?
Isn't that a wedding thing?
Isn't that a Jewish wedding thing?
Oh, maybe. I don't know my traditions. It's
Nathan,
cigars.
what the hell?
Yeah, that's
cigars.
you're-
That's
You're
correct.
like twice removed from that tradition.
So well, weddings.
You were way off.
I don't know.
Way
Sorry.
off.
Wires crossed. I thought that was a thing.
Oh,
You're in the
what
hospital.
you're
You
thinking
smash a
of
glass on the
is-
floor.
Yeah, no, what you're thinking of is they put the baby in a handkerchief and then step on it.
No, that's not.
And they were
tradition
going to
anywhere.
do that
That's
this time,
the
but there
American
was two.
tradition. That's the
Oh,
American
okay.
tradition. American Sean giving away all the secrets of your country.
That's offensive.
I know them.
to-
I learned them all.
Great. Okay.
In like the 3 days you've been there.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know things. Then apparently, I knew that was a thing. I just didn't know where it was from or what it was for. So
The
I
stepping
heard
on
something.
babies.
I'm just going to attach it to the next thing I'm talking about.
oh,
I'm not all right, but we were 2/3 of us were/are in America.
Yeah,
I got back the
um,
other day.
Yeah,
I
before we
have
get into
been.
like
the
the
whatever.
real segment of the show, before we get to like the good stuff,
Yeah.
Okay.
Nathan, what was your last week's game of the week?
Oh right. Yeah.
Good job, guys. Good job.
I guess I didn't even think I needed to mention it because I got so excited about it, but then I realized I never actually officially christened it. Yeah, Cook Serve Delicious was my game of the week last week. The first one of 2014 for me.
Right.
So, yeah. I'm
don't
sorry we
even-
missed that part.
Mine was I don't even know what I
Scrolling
played.
back down.
Yeah, just looking at it. Mine would have been The Walking Dead.
Okay, episode 2. Or episode 1, season 2. There you go.
You're correct. But anyways, let's talk about something really interesting. John, what did you do at this convention?
I played video games.
All right.
Awesome.
That's great. That's perfect for this show.
Did you
I
listen
know,
to
it's
music?
so convenient, isn't it? Such a perfect subject matter.
It's like that, meshed. Okay.
Flawless.
Was there an elevator party at any point?
No, I think they've been stopped from having those now.
Okay.
That does seem a
Maybe
bit
I
like a
won't
fire
go.
hazard.
Tiny bit. There were people like walking around with boomboxes and like guitar amps, just playing like loud dubstep music all the time.
Okay.
It's
I guess
just-
it's music as part of the festival, so just take it with you.
It's just a guy who wanted to party all the time.
Parties.
It was just
As a
always
fellow
awkward when we were having a
partier all the
conversation.
time, I approve.
Yes.
Mhm.
It was just always awkward when we walked, like having a conversation with someone, and then you just hear like this music off in the distance, slowly getting louder and louder, and then it gets to a point where he's right in front of you, and he stops, and you just can't hear your conversation at all anymore.
That's awesome. That is so awesome.
That was my favorite part of MAGfest, clearly.
Okay. So culture.
That's-
How many people go to this thing still? Is it still small, like 7,000 or something?
Apparently
or-
now it breaks 10,000. Supposedly this year was 10,000.
Okay.
Now, Nathan and I were discussing it last week. Maybe you can clarify. It stands for Massive Action Game.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
256 people are running around shooting at all times.
Right,
Whoa.
and like, 12 of them are leaders, and they have their squad. And
Remember that PlayStation game? Is that still online? Are there servers still up, or is that just
I think
gone?
those went down like this last year. Last
Okay.
year.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure on
Those
that, though.
used copies are worthless now. Like, there's nothing that can be done with them. You might as well.
I don't think there was a single player to that at all.
Yeah, I don't think that would make sense. So, anyway, yes, Massive Action Game Festival. How many of these have there been? 10?
This was 12.
12.
This was MAGfest 12.
Okay. How was it?
it was in MAGfest 2014.
Well, other people call it that, but it was MAGfest 12 was the main idea.
Okay. Was it good? Is it still
Yeah.
great? It's got that flavor?
Yeah, they had less space this year because they were sharing it with another convention and a wedding.
Oh.
That sounds
It-
like
it
the
was-
smallest
It
thing
was
ever.
really weird. It was really weird.
Sorry,
Same
guys,
hotel
there's
got
a wedding
triple
going
booked.
on, so if you could just not go to that side of the room, that'd be great.
Try to keep it down over here.
Yeah, and at one point you're gonna have to be really quiet.
They just like one of the main halls they just shut down. It's like, all right, now that hall is no longer MAGfest. Now it's wedding.
Whoa. Okay.
That sounds like that sounds like, hey, I'm gonna put a convention on. Where can I find? Oh, community center. All right, great.
What was the other convention then? Like,
It was an astronomy one.
there's some crossover, maybe.
I guess.
I could see some people being like, "Oh, I like science too. I'll go learn about stars. I'll sit in on this panel."
Right.
Provided there are
Right.
panels. Were there panels? Are there panels there?
Yeah,
Is
there's
that
a
part of it? Okay.
we applied
Cool.
to have a panel this year, but we got denied. But
How much crossover on the Venn diagram was there with the wedding? That's what I'm really.
I never saw
curious
anyone
about.
from the. I never saw anyone from the actual wedding. I just heard that's what was happening. So
Okay, I wonder how many people with a Meg pass just sat in on the wedding.
I thought you meant like the other way around, like some distant relative is just like, man, I'm so bored, and I know there's like video games in the next room, so I'm gonna leave quietly.
I kind of hope that's actually
Right,
what
like
happened.
now I'm picturing like they wanted to get like the little nephew to be the ring bearer, and it's like, hey, come
Where's
on,
the ring at?
Where's Jeff at? And
Yeah.
he's just like playing Mario Kart. In fact,
All right.
not only is he playing Mario Kart, but he's gambling using the gold rings.
Yeah, it's cash
While playing.
games.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't got any cash. I'm like 7, but I've
Is
got
this
these
worth
gold
anything?
rings.
I don't know. They
Yeah.
just gave it to me. Yeah, this elaborate fake scenario that didn't happen. Was the ceremony even there, or was it just the reception?
I don't
Like-
know. I have to assume the reception. Last year there was a wedding as well, but they actually had like arches set up and everything, and it was before the convention started.
Okay. Whereas, yeah, like a couple weeks ago, I was at a wedding that had both parts in the same room, so it could have happened that way, but who knows? Anyway,
Where is this again?
National Harbor, Maryland, which is basically like 20 minutes away from Washington D.C.
Okay.
Now,
So it must be a small
apparently-
town.
I think it's like a tourist-only area. Like the only reason you go there is for like a convention or just for like scenic sites in the area.
So geography-wise, I apparently don't understand where things are in relation to each other. Is this in any way close to Fun Spot? Any way?
What's Fun Spot?
Fun Spot is this big kind of legendary arcade in the Northeast there somewhere. Like it's part of that region generally. Billy Mitchell stomps around there sometimes. Like I'm just wondering if they had a presence there in any way. Sounds like they didn't.
Not that I can think of. I mean, there were a ton of arcade games there, but
Exactly. So I was like, maybe they're bringing some down for that.
that looks like Fun Spot is in New Hampshire.
Okay. Is that significantly farther away than I'm thinking it is?
I think so. I'm not the one asked about American geography, so.
Okay. Whatever. Forget
I'm the one to ask about American geography.
Yeah,
and I can
we've got
say
an
yes.
Well, you live there. So.
Yeah, in
American-
fact, it's right next door.
Whoa. See, that's why I thought. So
Holy shit! How did you
I was
know?
right. Thanks, Sean.
When you enter the country, they give you a book with the locations of everything.
And you just have to memorize those, and then you're American. It's really easy.
That's all that happens.
Literally. Yeah, there's a
Just
test
stamp your
next week.
passport. Did you need a visa? I guess since we're just joking around about America, like, do you have a cool new stamp now? In your
It's not a stamp; it's a piece of paper. But yes, I have a visa.
Cool. All right.
Okay, to actually answer your question, Nathan.
And a
no,
MasterCard.
It's like 8 hours away.
8 hours away, so 0 Fun Spot crossover. They still had old arcade games though. Do you want to just start
that's
getting
what I
into
meant.
stuff?
I meant it's right next door to a building that's 8 hours away.
It's just a really long alleyway. But no, play lots of games, had a good time there. Got to see a bunch of panels, got to see a bunch of my friends that are from the States I rarely get to see.
Okay.
Overall, had a good time. Bought a lot of stuff, as always.
Just a highlight. What like just run through stuff that's coming to mind. Like, oh yeah, I played that. I saw this dude. This panel was great.
Let's see. I saw pretty much all of the Game Grumps. So that's Ego Raptor, Barry, Ross, Susie. The only person I didn't see was Danny. For those who don't know who that is. Hung out
I
with.
don't know who any of these people are.
Yeah, these are all YouTube people. So.
Okay.
Hung out with Peanut Butter Gamer, hung out with The Completionist, that's my buddy Gerard. Yeah, I know, exactly. I'm going to keep saying this, and you're like, who, what? Smooth McGroove.
You had me at Peanut Butter, and then lost me
lost
at
me at Gamer.
Gamer.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Although one of those people that was just listed was on the tester, so Sean actually is secretly.
Exactly.
Oh, maybe I
You are
missed one.
more than well aware of.
Did you ask him all about tester stuff?
Nah.
Probably not.
Okay.
That's kind of old now too.
Yeah,
Is that
but
coming back? Where is that?
I don't know.
So,
You're
it
right.
better fucking not. We're done with that.
No, you're wrong.
No,
We are
no,
the number one.
no.
Source.
Stop.
Exactly. We're the official. We're the most official, unofficial source of tester facts.
We might be like we're the only source I know of that got as enamored with that show as I've seen. So
We covered it weekly for 3 years.
yeah, watched all of it.
What the
times,
fuck?
some.
What the fuck?
I was not whatever. It could come back. We'll just hold out hope. But okay, so you met a bunch of you saw a bunch of YouTube friends.
Yep.
Video games you played. Let's just go right into that.
So we're just jumping into it. What would you play? All right.
I think so.
All right.
Sure.
Okay.
I played Windjammers for the Neo Geo.
Okay. Were you aware of this game for quite a while?
Yeah,
Like,
I've known of Windjammers for a while.
Okay, I'm only familiar with Windjammers because Giant Bomb got strangely enamored with it over the last couple months.
It's a good game.
It's purely competitive frisbee throw-in Pong style thing, right? Like,
Yeah, but there's like power shots and all these trick shots and stuff like that.
Okay.
And where the frisbee stops is where how many points you get. Like there's a 5-point area, a 3-point area, and a 2-point area.
Okay. And the arenas have different kind of arrangements and stuff. And
Yeah, there's like walls in the middle
sizes.
that'll deflect shots and stuff like that.
Pretty much interchangeable. Like, is there speed variances or is there power shot different or anything?
The main difference is everyone has like a slightly different special, but like there's people who focus on power and people who focus on speed, and there's people who focus on a balance. So. Do. I love those scales.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess.
Soundtracks.
The channel also seems to
those-
like the music, by the way.
For those curious, my roommate in the States practices piano, so that's going to be going for a few weeks, I guess.
Only a few weeks?
Great.
Or I guess a few months, technically, yeah.
Is there no way to plan around that, or is it just like, no, just all the time? They just practice all the time. They're going to be the next Mozart.
Every day I've been here, unless we do this like real late at night, but I don't want to do that.
Okay. So Windjammers.
Mm-hmm.
Fun times.
Yep, I played it against Barry from the Game Grumps, got my ass kicked.
Oh, okay.
Kind of want a rematch, but I don't want to be like, hey, I don't want to tweet at me like, hey Barry, I want a rematch.
You should do that.
No, yeah, let's get everyone else clearly watching this to just start tweeting that and confuse the hell out of them, because that won't make any sense.
All right, you just do it, guys. You heard him.
Yeah, don't actually do that.
Do it.
Although I'm not going to stop you if you do.
Well, that's basically encouraging them then at that point, but
yeah.
Okay.
So I also played an indie game while I was there called Default Dan.
Oh yeah, we talked to those guys actually on Paul and I's show at one point.
Really? They tweeted me while I was there and like, hey, we heard you're here and you should play our game.
Okay. What do you think of it?
Interesting. I really like the concept of it. So for those who don't know what Default Dan is, imagine a Mario game.
Okay.
Where everything is backwards. So
you're just running left?
No.
Well, that happens too. Basically, if you pick up a power up, you die. If you pick up any coins,
find
you
an
die.
obstacle, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
If you jump into a pit, you'll just pop up on the top of the screen. If you jump on spikes, they'll spring you up towards what you need to get.
Yeah.
So it's basically just like all the concepts of Mario games are reversed, basically.
So it's kind of preying on all sorts of just preconceived ideas you have about platformers and how they work. So it's like visual cues are now dangerous because it's just like, oh, a shiny thing. Oh, fuck, I died because and you're not supposed to do that in this game. So has it evolved a lot?
So it's like that part from Indiana Jones where he wants the crappy-looking cup.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then the dude melts and he dies.
Mm-hmm. He gets old like really quickly. He's like,
yeah. Oh no, sorry, that's the first one where they melt. It's the third one
exactly,
where they get old.
Third one, he gets old really fast and turns to dust, and then he's got like a Nazi thing on his bones. Like, what does that mean?
That just means like emblazoned insignia.
Yeah, it's just cursed forever.
And then the dude's like, "You've chosen poorly."
Right. Remember that part? Oh man,
good.
that movie was so good.
I'm gonna leave the podcast and go watch Indiana Jones. Have fun, guys.
Do you remember that part where Shia LaBeouf is swinging with the monkeys?
Oh my god.
Man. And then there's like.
So what's up with that guy? Suddenly he's a huge asshole. What's going on?
Yeah, he's just stealing everybody's story ideas and then stealing apologies from people.
Oh come on,
and then apologizing in the wrong city.
This is a month ago.
No, dude, but the apology was quite recently, and that was over your city.
Was it a month ago? Because like when I was flying back, CNN was talking about it and covering it.
It was like at least.
Dude, it was like on IMDb yesterday.
No way.
No,
again?
Dude,
did he do something else?
No, he did something else. Yeah, it's an ongoing. It just keeps.
Okay, because I remember the first time he did that, and then plagiarized the.
Yeah, it's that dude's lawyers were contacting him. It's like, can you guys like get serious? Like, stop messing around. It was something like that. It was yeah. Anyway, entertainment news. Your number one source, top-down perspective. Okay. What? Back to you, John. Continue.
Okay.
What you were doing.
So I played Default Dan. I really enjoyed it. Apparently, there's a alpha out there now you can play. Some bigger YouTube channels have already covered it.
What is this developer's name?
I don't remember their name. I've got their business card in my backpack.
Okay.
If you want me to grab it, it's literally right next to me. Otherwise, it's not a big deal.
Okay.
What I want you to do is tell all the fine people listening what Barry's Twitter account is.
Are people actually asking?
Yes.
It's like Razadupe, I believe.
Okay. So just spell that, guys, and you're good to go.
Great. Starting fights. I don't know.
I typed in RA and it immediately filled in for me.
Okay.
Yeah. RAZZADOOP.
How much like
this won't backfire at all.
When we talked to the developers of Default Dan like a year ago or whatever, it was still like just post Jam. Like it was pretty.
Well, they have a Kickstarter going on right now, apparently.
Okay. So and then there's I'm assuming there's more stages and stuff if it's approaching alpha and whatever. So
They said they didn't have that many stages in the alpha. Was it 5 or 20? I
That's
want
a
to say
big difference,
I want to
but-
say it was 5.
okay.
But the demo stages we played there seemed pretty good. So
Okay. And I guess if you want to, listen to some thoughts from those guys a long time ago, there's Indie Talks up there somewhere.
yeah,
on
I'm
People
sure
Response, so.
their thoughts have not changed since I can imagine.
Okay.
They just think the same thing constantly.
Maybe. Who knows? It's just like, hey, part of the larger story around this game. But okay. So Default Dan, what was next on the docket?
Next up on the docket was that was technically it. I did play some other.
Okay.
No, I did play a couple other games while I was there. I played like the original Mortal Kombat, Capcom versus SNK 2.
Okay.
What else did I play while I was there? I skipped over some really good ones like Emergency Ambulance Driver.
Okay. So is that just what it sounds like, a paramedic simulator?
Yeah. There was also a game where this was for the Oculus Rift. It was in the indie area.
Oh, cool.
You were a dolphin in a school.
Okay.
And-
Are you in a school of dolphins or a school?
School of dolphins. You're physically in like an actual school, but every student is a dolphin.
So you're actually in a school surrounding a school of dolphins.
No,
Now I can't tell
The
what you're
physical school you are in,
Yes.
all the students are dolphins.
Right. So that would be a school of dolphins inside of a school.
Okay, then yes.
Wait, is silly wordplay? Like, is it literally set in a school for dolphins?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like Octodad style Goofy.
Yeah, kind of. There's no. This is Default Dan card. There's no company name on it. It just says Default Dan.
Okay, so look that up and they'll show up on there somewhere on the internet.
Why is everyone complimenting my sweater today?
It's a nice sweater, just
Thank you. I guess.
Rock a sweater.
Every now and then. I guess everyone's so used to me wearing a hoodie and t-shirt, so. And a toque. Fuck,
Yeah.
what were we even talking about? Oh, the school. Okay, cool. So it was an Oculus Rift. It's an Oculus Rift game where you are a dolphin inside of a school where all the dolphins are writing a test.
Okay.
Alright.
But you don't.
As dolphins are known.
Yep. You didn't study for the test, so you need to cheat by looking on all their pieces of paper to find out what the
I've had
answers
this
are.
dream before.
Well, someone
You were
turned
also a
turned it into a
dolphin?
video game.
Okay.
Actually, surprisingly, yes, I was.
So what, is it like you're stealthily sneaking around, or you're just kind of leaning, or
Yeah,
what?
you're leaning and stuff like that. But there's a teacher dolphin walking up and down the hallways. Oh, they walk, by the way, not like swim. They walk.
Like waddle looking.
Sorry, they're waddling on their fin, I guess.
Okay.
Their tail.
So
right?
head tracking, looking at stuff stealthily. is
Yeah.
kind of the-
And just to make sure that you can't cheat at the test, like the whole test is written in gibberish. It's like something you can't flat out understand. So you just have to figure out what other people
Oh.
are filling in on their answers and then just copy that.
Oh, so in case you're actually intelligent, you can't succeed just easily.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
So I didn't play it, but I was watching. It actually looked fairly entertaining.
Oh. Okay. So would it be just when you
Was
look
it the HD
over,
one, or-
look as long as you can, and then it'll the teacher's about to look, so go back straight or something?
KikiWick Games made Default Dan, according to Cody in the chat.
Just jump
Okay.
it back to other.
Well,
okay.
I'm just saying there's a delay on the chat, so I mean they got back to me on that.
Okay.
All right, there you go.
I also I played a bunch of other random games too, but that was pretty much it. Otherwise, I did do MAGfest challenges as well, though, which is what they do every year.
Okay.
So last year I did a ton of these. This year not so much. They're actually a lot harder this year. But these are all things like beat a certain game with a certain weakness or stuff like that. Trying to find the list here right now, but they were all Mega Man related, or at least a lot of the challenges were Mega Man this year.
Wait, does the games have a weakness, or do you have a hindrance?
You have a hindrance in all of them, basically.
Okay, so it's we're gonna blindfold you, as opposed to like we're gonna make you play a game that is just broken.
Oh no, it's not quite like that.
Okay.
It's like you start with 1 health or something, like that kind of thing? Or...
Yeah, that was like a fair amount of the challenges were like that.
We're gonna
Okay.
hit you with this bat every 20 seconds.
Yep, that happens
See
too.
how far you can make it.
You're actually describing what happens. Good job.
Yeah.
Game power-ups or something, like I guess.
I'm trying to get the actual. Okay, I've got the actual list here. So.
But Mega Man challenges, you're saying? For
Yeah.
all of them. Okay.
No, not all of them, but like they pretty much did like 10 of the challenges were Mega Man.
Okay. So a heavy presence of that. I'm stalling a little bit.
I know. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so it's stuff like in Altered Beast, kill the second boss without being a powered-up animal. You're just a human.
Okay.
Beat a stage in Chippendale's Rescue Rangers where you are carrying around the second player the entire time.
Okay.
Kill both Spider-Man and Batman in Shinobi.
I was just listening to a podcast where they were talking about their presence in Shinobi, and I was like, oh, weird. They just jacked those, huh? Put them in there. That must be an early version of it then? Didn't they change that at some point?
Yeah, that was in the first version. They got rid of it afterwards.
Okay, because copyrights and stuff. That's too bad. But, okay, so Shinobi.
Asteroids score 25,000 points without being able to move.
That sounds
okay.
like
Like
unless
a Geometry Wars achievement.
kind of
Yeah, pretty much. You can turn around. That's it. Turn around and fire.
Unless Deluxe scores way more way more stringently, like that sounds really hard just on its own. Like 25,000 ain't nothing to sniff at.
Mm.
But I don't know. Maybe it's different. I got 14 when I was playing last time, so I'm not good at that game.
Bionic Commando pretty much beat the entire last part of the game without getting hit. Mega Man 1, destroy your evil twin with your arm cannon without getting hit. A lot of these are like without getting hit.
Okay.
Sure.
Mega Man 2, crash through this stage using only your bubble lead weapon. Can't use anything else.
Did you win at any of these?
I beat 12 challenges out of I think 70.
Oh, okay.
But for reference's sake, last year I beat about 45.
Huh. All right.
So they definitely
happens if you
upped
get all
the
of them?
ante this year. So
Like if you finish all of them, what happens?
I don't think anyone's ever finished all of them. But like the more you finish, the more nice stuff you get. They gave away these MAGfest points, which are basically just like their like currency. So if you get these, you can spend them at the vendors.
So like tickets?
Sort of. Last year, MAGfest was Fallout themed, so they were bottle caps. This year they were Zelda themed, so they gave away custom rupees that you could actually like use as currency. Like this.
What are those made of?
Resin, I assume. It seems
Oh,
like.
they're like an actual quality. It's not just like cardboard. Cool.
Yeah, no, these are actually
cool.
like super nice. That's why I didn't actually spend them. I kept them.
Yeah.
They've got the MAGfest logo on the back, and they've got like how much they're worth on the front. So they're really cool.
Did you collect them all?
No, God, I wish. There was 1s, 5s, and 10s, and I only got the 1s and a 5. The 10s, I think, were either blue or yellow, because I saw both.
Well,
Okay.
It's yellow in Zelda, isn't it?
No, the yellow is worth 100 in Zelda.
Okay, then what's 10?
10...
Blue is 5.
10
Green
doesn't
is...
exist, technically, because
Yeah,
I think red is 20. Red is 20.
Red is 20, yeah.
I think there's a 10.
There might have been in one of them.
I think there's a 10. I don't know.
They change what the colors are every now and then.
I don't know, but okay. Rupees.
Here's a fun fact. In San Francisco, when you ride the BART, which is the subway, you have to buy a ticket to go down into the subway area, and on the back of the tickets is it's like a basketball player card, and they're different, so you could try to collect them all.
What?
I wonder if I have
like
one.
Sponsored subway tickets? Okay.
I don't know if they're sponsored. I'm trying to... Do I have one on me? I might have one on me. Hang on. Yes, I do. Here we go.
Okay. I know nothing about the NBA, really, so...
Oh, I have 2 on me.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Stephen Curry and David Lee.
Amazing.
And then, actual bus stuff.
Are you going to collect them all? You going to be that guy?
I don't want to, but it seems like it could be easy. I'm going to be using that subway often.
Mm.
We'll see.
Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe you can sell them online for $1.
Oh yeah, maybe. I should see if someone's actually trying to like collect these. Like, I have the whole set.
What team is it? Like, is it?
I don't know.
Local?
Basketball team.
Oh, okay.
My favorite team. Yeah, I'm seeing from the chat. Apparently, in Wind Waker, yellow was 10. So.
Ah.
I guess I haven't played Wind Waker in a while.
I have no idea.
Sean, you played it more recently than the rest of us. So that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yep. There you go.
All right. So
Speaking of Zelda, I did play a bit more of Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds.
where are you at?
I had already finished it before I left for when we did
Okay.
the game. I had finished it actually the day that we did the Game of the Year podcast.
Oh, there you
Okay.
go. Cool.
So I sat down, got the remaining heart pieces I was missing, and did all the Street Pass challenges.
Oh,
okay.
Why? Why would you do that?
They are actually incredibly easy.
Oh,
I-
that doesn't sound fun.
I just did them on the flight home. I'm like, all right, I've got like 40 Street Passes in this game now. How about we just empty these out? And I was like, all right, I'll just knock out these challenges.
Is that like the Shadow Link battles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're
You have
actually
to, like,
pretty
beat
fun.
them in certain ways and stuff.
The Shadow Link things were really fun. Like most of them were just like, oh, either use this weapon in the fight or kill them with this weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And
I did the one where you kill them with the lantern because I thought that was dumb.
With the super lamp or the regular?
Just the regular.
Oh, because you get a super lamp later and it does like 8 times the damage.
Okay.
Okay,
Just
so there was an
fire out of
easy
that
way
thing.
for me to do that.
You're not doing second quest stuff? Like this was just in your first playthrough?
Yeah, it's on my first playthrough. I'm debating it. Like I maxed out my Street Pass, so if anyone Street Pass me, like the bounty's worth $9.99, and I've got all the best equipment.
Okay.
Cool.
I was a little disappointed in the heart piece search. I had every heart piece except for one. I had to look up where it was. It was in the very first dungeon you ever enter, like the catacombs to get into the sanctuary.
Oh, like it's just like, oh, I forgot to go back and blow up that wall or something?
No, it's like I had to go back when I had the ability to merge with walls. You don't have it when you go in there, so you have to know to go back there.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Sure.
see it, and I must have forgotten I saw it there.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Mime eyes. All those little things.
I'm still debating doing a hero run, but if I do that, it's probably not going to be for a while. Like, usually I don't like to play Zelda that much, so I'm surprised I finished it.
Okay.
There you go. It's a good game.
It was a good game.
I also
One of the best.
I also played a lot more Payday 2, but this is almost like, this will be my Scurvy Scallywags for the next couple months.
Okay. I mean, I'm still sort of jumping in there every now and then, so maybe I'll go on some heists with it. If you pulled off any perfect, like, nobody got alerted, nobody aggroed, that sounds so cool. Like, I want to be on at least one of those, because every time it goes bad.
That sounds boring.
No, dude, it's not. It's, like, tense, because gunfights are the norm in that game now. Like, it's, like, actually pulling off, like, treading on thin ice kind of thing to get the stealth run. Like, that's the excitement now for me, but I don't know. There's one bank, too, that just never works out. Like, I've always...
Is it Go Bank, or...
No, Go Bank we've pulled off. It's
You've
the other
actually
one.
properly stealth Go Bank.
Oh, not stealth Go Bank. We've escaped it with money.
Oh.
that's like a level of success I'm willing to take. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like some small like city bank. I'm not sure what to call it. It has like 1,000 points of entry. It's just like there's the front door, and then there's like the roof, and then there's the windows, and there's just cops coming in all the time from all different areas, and we always get split up, and then it goes real bad.
Does anyone go in with saws or like lockpicking or what?
No. Lockpicking. So we're just slowly in the, safety deposit boxes, slowly opening them, and we hit like the level of money, but then it's like try to escape during police assault, you're fucked. Wait for it to go away. We seem to somehow just not quite make it.
Traditionally when you wait for them to go away, they will still shoot at you, but they will also move back enough so they'll start like regrouping to make another rush.
Yeah, I think it was like, oh sweet, the police is... So we're still alive from when it was on, and we're just like, oh no, and it was bad. It was real bad. So, yeah, that game's kind of exciting though. But you're the expert, so what are you doing now? What is high level Payday play? Like, what are you? What happens?
Traditionally, if we need money, we stealth through what's called the framing job.
Okay.
Or it might be called something else. It's like the elephant framing something. But basically, it's a 3-day job where the first day you go in and you steal these paintings.
I've done this one once. It was awesome, but
yeah.
continue.
The second day, you give them back the paintings, but they're all bugged with cameras.
Okay.
And on the third day, you break into the senator's apartment, and then you blackmail him.
Yeah.
But on the third day, there's 2 ways to do it. One way is you just go in guns blazing, and then you just hack this computer and send all this data to news reports. The second is you just sneak in, hide cocaine in his money vault, and then steal all the gold he has in his money vault.
Right. It like when we did it bad. So it was like we found the vault, and then things went real bad. And it was just like, man, it's a pity about all that gold though. And I was just like, oh man.
The gold
would've
is
been
worth
cool.
a lot. Like anytime you do that, your payday is ridiculous. Like your on-hand cash will be about $1 million, and your offshore account will get about $4 million.
Whoa.
So it's always recommended to stealth that one if you can.
Okay.
But it is a pain in the ass to do it.
I think the hard multiplier also was pretty sweet. The one time we did that, that was cool. I'm saying we just because you're always part of a team. I don't know those dudes, but yeah. Do you have like a crew you go online with a lot, or is it just
I
randoms?
usually when I play Payday, there's at least 1 or 2 people who are always in there with me. So.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't think I've actually had a run where we haven't had like 4 players in a while. So.
What level are you?
Currently 61.
Okay.
What level are you?
I'm like level 11 or something.
Okay.
Like it's pretty.
The game
pretty
opens
small.
the game opens up a lot when you've leveled up enough, because then you'll have all the good armor, so then you can do all the shootouts better. Or
Okay.
then like when you put enough points in your spec tree, so you can actually like open safes by hand, or like just blow the doors off them.
Yeah, there's definitely like iconography that's just like this is meaningless right now. Like it's just like we have to put the drill here and wait for 6 minutes or whatever. And
Yeah, it sucks having to wait for the drill to finish. So that's why it's good to just be like, all right, here's some C4. We're good. Let's go.
Or like yeah, like that would speed up the armored car job a lot. It seems because like we
Yeah.
have 4 different drills, whereas it's just like if we had C4, just get right in there and skip to the next part. But okay, Payday 2, game of the year. So
Yeah, my game of the year. And that's
did
all I
you play
played.
the first one? That's my last question.
No, we picked it up for $2 during the Steam sale though, so we might just play it for fun at some point.
Okay, because like that was the thing. I was like, Paul, you gotta play Payday 2. It's really great. And he's just like, okay, what do you? This is Payday. Like, what? Why are you so excited? I was like, what? And he's like, I played this like 2 years ago. Like, apparently it's really similar, but this is my first time seeing this formula. So
I think,
Oh, well.
like I said, the way I find is if you have a bunch of people you know and just can talk with during a Skype call, it's a good time.
hmm Okay, so those are your games. Sean, do you want to go next?
Sure,
Talk
I'm
to
pretty
Rob?
quick. I was driving all week, and then
Sweet.
working,
Okay.
and then exploring. But
Ooh.
I just played Paint It Black a bit in the car.
Paint It Back. Paint It Black is a Rolling Stone song.
Right. Well, maybe I played that too on my
Maybe
iPhone.
that. Yeah, all right.
I didn't
Just
do that.
confused.
I didn't do
Okay.
that.
I played some Rock Band. I loaded up Paint It Black. It was awesome. Okay.
But you're right. I played Paint It Back. That game is goofy.
Mhm.
John, you didn't hear this. This is a P-Cross game on iOS.
Hello. Okay.
I don't know if it's on Android. It might be. I don't know. Anyway, it's free. It's like $3 to buy the rest. I haven't bought the rest. I've just been playing through the free stuff. But the concept of it's pretty funny. A ghost scared all the paintings away. So the resident artist has to paint it back or paint them back. But the names of the paintings are probably the best part because it'll be something like "Man staring at a duck," and then the Picross image is a guy like having like I don't know a staring contest with a duck or something like that. They're pretty funny. I haven't quite finished all the free ones. I'm in the last room. I like that you can completely skip the tutorial. That was definitely nice because it was like, shut up, I know how to play P-Cross so well. Leave me alone. But yeah, I really have not really played anything this week.
Okay. My list is a little inflated because there's kind of just some weird games I wanted to talk about that I played at the end of last year, kind of during Game of the Year talking around the internet. I decided to check out a couple of these things. Bubsy 3D.
Why?
Because it's really funny. I played it like 3 times.
Where'd you
Have
get a
you-
copy of it? Did you just
No,
emulate
dude.
it?
Bubsy 3D is a Unity game on the internet.
Oh, the one where he's at the museum.
Yeah, it goes to the James Terrell exhibit at
Oh,
the
okay,
Lacma.
never mind. That's a different one. I thought you meant actual Bubsy 3D.
No, I meant his experiences at this museum I went to last year, which was really weird to just walk through an approximation of that, but as this stupid cat and picking up like orbs. It was really dumb. There's some dumb wordplay in it too.
I have a question.
Yep.
Can you appreciate this if you have no idea what Bubsy is?
Yes.
Yeah, I've never played a Bubsy game. I just know
it's
he's
dumb
a
as
platformer.
fuck.
It's really dumb. It's
Okay. But this
like,
is a free Flash. This is not a Flash game. It's a free game on the internet.
It's a Unity website game.
Oh, I guess on that note, I also played House of a Thousand Snakes, which it's a great internet joke. It's worth checking out. It's like it reminded me of Finding Badger kind of back in the day, but more elaborate because it is a 3D game. But yeah, I also played that. Super Hot, which the internet was talking about a lot a while ago.
Super Hot's cool.
Super Hot is cool. I played it through twice now just to kind of see that concept again because it's kind of neat. Like when you move, time moves and bullet time and dodging bullets in this weird way, and yeah, it's kind of cool. Save the Date is one that's a free game that is downloadable. It's not actually embedded online or anything, but I think Zoe Quinn, who is the person who made Depression Quest, it was on her list of stuff. And it's a weird adventure game that's like menu driven that is kind of about replaying it and earning more knowledge as it goes. It's kind of like a Groundhog Day type setup where it's like a one-day timeline that repeats and you get to change what you do. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Very, very self-aware and stuff. It has a few kind of things that bothered me about it, but it was pretty clever. And then on to stuff I actually played this week. Republique, have you guys checked this out? It's the latest iOS sensation.
Oh, I've heard about it, yeah.
Yeah. Ryan Payton, who I guess worked on Halo and Metal Gear Solid 4, worked on this game. It was like a pretty high-profile Kickstarter like a year and a half ago. It is, as I found out after I paid $5 for it, it is episodic, so that was for the first episode. If you want the rest of it, it's like $15 or $20 depending. So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way initially, but actually playing it, it's kind of cool. It's like, you know, Unity, they kind of put a lot of attention to like detail and stuff in ways that iOS stuff sometimes doesn't, so it looks pretty slick. It's got a lot of high-profile voice actors in it. David Hayter and Jennifer Hale specifically, they kind of call out. Jennifer Hale seems to be the villain. I don't know where David Hayter is in that game. I'm not sure if I've seen him yet.
He's hidden.
Oh, okay. What? Well, oh.
No,
yeah.
I'm saying it as a joke.
I know, but there are kind of Metal Gear-y things. Like it's kind of a stealth game, but honestly, like the gameplay, like what it's reminding me of most is Ghost Trick in terms of like what you do, because you're basically this network of cameras in this building that this girl named Hope is hiding in or whatever. Like she's been kidnapped or whatever. She's been 1984 Orwellian. Around the environment is just kind of like going from node to node, essentially. Like kind of like how Sissel can only go so far, like it can only transfer between these like certain specific points to kind of chain around the environment.
Right.
That's this game, and you're kind of always monitoring this other person's progress, but you are the player ostensibly. Like, so you're addressed as like, oh, we just hacked into your phone, we're talking to you through your phone, and it's just kind of like, oh, okay, that's kind of clever. Like it's kind of pulling, like including you in like this fiction or whatever. So yeah, it's kind of neat. I will say it doesn't run very well on the 4S, which is what I have, and it's the only way I have to play it. So if you have a better iOS device, you might have more fun. Like it kind of crashed on me once. Like the frame rate, like once you transfer over to another camera, it's like really stuttery sometimes, and they try to kind of mask that with just like digital artifacting and stuff, like it's part of the game. Like it's like, oh man, you just hacked his camera, it looks all weird. But it's like, nah, there's like actual technical hiccups happening every now and then. So, and it drained my battery really quickly, so I only put in like one play session with it, and then my phone died. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll charge this and finish it later. And I mean, I have time to play it because the second episode isn't out yet and everything, so I'm kind of still not sure if I'm sold on all of it. Like it's $15 for the rest of it, so that's $20 for an iOS game, which is more than I'm used to for stuff, but
well, keep in mind it's The Walking Dead is on there for usually $5 each.
Yeah, so it's you know, there's a model for that. There's precedent if it's hooking people enough to kind of make that make sense. That's cool. I guess I will say like one thing that's kind of just bothering me is like whenever you go into like the camera mode and like you're looking around, you see the the things for the commentary tracks, like the developer commentary, just in the game. And you can like poke at them, and then it's like, hey, if you want to listen to the commentary, it's like another couple dollars, and it's just like, this is just weird. Like I'm supposed to be in the universe, like part of this story, helping this person escape or whatever, and it's like advertising at me in the game. And
that's pretty gross.
It's kind of gross. Like so, yeah. Like it looks slick. There's quality. It's kind of rubbed me. But I don't know. It's okay. Is kind of the final thing in that game. I have the 5-star restaurant. There's one more upgrade. Yeah, I've unlocked all the foods. Yeah, I've played a lot of that game.
Do you see yourself playing it once you've... It seems like there's an end to this game.
There is an end, so I'm actually kind of happy about that. Like it's like once you get to a point, it's just like I have beaten Cook Serve Delicious, and I'm not quite there yet, but there's an end.
So you're actually happy that there's no way for you to get like stuck
just to infinitely get stuck in this loop? Yeah, because I mean, I find the music and stuff and the gameplay really charming. So if that was just an infinite thing, I could see myself burning out on it. And I'm maybe almost getting there on some stuff. Like I'm definitely changing up my recipe lineup more so just to kind of try different things. But yeah, it starts throwing weird challenges at you in a kind of cool way that's like, just do this perfectly. And you're just like, all right, I've played it so much that I can actually pull off some of this stuff.
So how has the real-life cooking, specifically soup, been?
I haven't cooked soup. So
okay.
I failed that.
John, you weren't here last week, but we were talking about whether these would transfer into real cooking skills, and Nathan was interested in soup making.
Soup specifically.
Why specifically soup?
Because I like delicious soups. I ate some weird soup this week. I went to this Korean restaurant, and they had like beef rib soup, and it was pretty good. But so I ate soup because of this game. I have not yet made soup because of this game. But yeah,
well, that's clearly the next logical step.
I hope so. I was looking at cookbooks like that were specifically soup centric, but then I'm like, wait, I haven't cooked like any of the soups in cookbooks I already have, so
wait,
I haven't
cookbooks?
exhausted my. Yeah, I have cookbooks. Do you have cookbooks?
I have cookbooks.
Yeah.
I have a cookbook, and then I have like cook apps.
Okay. I have like 2 or 3 cookbooks, and it's just like I haven't exhausted my own resources yet. I don't need to buy something else. Although I've been, I work in a bookstore, so I'm like looking. It's like, oh man, that's a delicious looking soup, and I'm kind of getting distracted by that kind of stuff. But we'll see if any of that.
On a similar note, I had a fantastic roast beef salad wrap.
Okay.
Actually, it was so good. I went back the following day, so I had it twice this week. I'm gonna try and make that. But,
okay, make steak wraps at home.
I found the fanciest food court I've ever experienced. In fact, they have a market inside this food court, and they have pizza, deep dish pizza that is literally this thick.
It's really thick. That's thicker than any deep dish I've ever eaten.
Like what? And then they also have. Then this is probably super unhealthy, but it sounds delicious. Hot dog wrapped in a pizza slice. What?
Yeah, that's not healthy.
But anyway, I went to this other place. It was called like the Tri-Cob Open Flatbread or something like that, but it was like a wrap thing. You can get it either as a wrap or as open flatbread, and delicious.
Okay, delicious. That's the name of the game. I started playing Max Payne 3 on hard mode and immediately just lost it. Like I was just angry at that game. So I put it on easy and started playing with the controller, and I've played like way more of that game. So I just want to shoot dudes and it to look awesome. So it's working out that way. I haven't played that game since it first came out, so I'm playing on the PC now, and it looks really, really slick. And but yeah, that's kind of old news. And then just today, I picked up NES Remix, the Wii U game.
Good choice.
I'm surprised John has not talked about this game.
Didn't I? I played it. I thought I talked about it on the podcast like 3 weeks ago.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't.
no, I don't think
Yeah,
so.
no, I'm pretty
Did I
sure
miss a
that
week
has
of the
not happened.
podcast? All right. Well,
We can confirm this by looking at the history, but proceed.
Oh wait, John wasn't here, and that must have been when that happened. But yeah, NES Remix. How do you feel about it? How much have you played?
I liked it. I've only mainly done the Donkey Kong stuff, so.
Okay.
And Donkey Kong and Mario seem to be the ones I always spent most of my time playing. And then I unlocked Legend of Zelda
I
recently.
unlocked Legend of Zelda, and I recently unlocked Wrecking Crew. Like, it was just one big session of it. I was just playing a bunch of it. It's a great podcast game because there's no story of any kind. It is just dumb challenges for you to do. So you just turn on a podcast and do dumb stuff. I don't like Donkey Kong Jr., and I never have.
Mm-hmm.
So those challenges just get my blood up like crazy. It's just like knock these birds out with fruit, and it's just like like I was just losing it trying to do some of this stuff, and it's just like I don't like Donkey Kong Jr. I'm just not gonna mess with this. So I started jumping around to some of the remixes and doing some of the other things. But,
okay, so I found why I didn't talk about NES Remix. It was supposed to be on the episode we were gonna do before Game of the Year, but we canceled that episode and went straight into Game of the Year. So that's why
we did do that. But yeah, no, I don't know. That game seems kind of cool. Like I put in one big session with it. I also bought Earthbound, but that seems like a big thing to jump in on.
It's a decently long RPG, unless you like it can be sped run in like 5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, why don't you just speedrun it on your first
Just speed run the game for the first time.
Just skip past it. Like, I mean, it's this legendary game that people haven't
glitch
played
everything. Who cares at this point?
In a long time. Yeah, no, I'll let that one soak in at some point, but I just wanted to get that on my system. It's 42 megs. It's really small. It's weird. It's just like, oh yeah, video games used to be nothing. But yeah, that's it for games I played this week. Let's move on to a pile of news. News time.
All right, I added these first two, so I'll go through that.
Yeah.
I also have one more to add just off the top. I think it was today released, but Rhythm Thief is on iOS now.
Oh, wow.
If anyone remembers that game, kind of Layton-esque, but a rhythm game. I've always wanted to play it, and just it's on the 3DS. Notoriously sold out. Can never find that thing. But now it's on.
I've been seeing it all the time in stores now lately, actually.
Okay, well, fine.
Just saying. It's probably cheaper, to be fair. It's also digital available on the 3DS. That's probably where I saw it recently.
Right. Yeah, it's on the eShop, which I think is normally like $40 or something, whereas the iOS version
20 is last I saw it.
Oh, okay. iOS version's 10.
All right. Well, there you go.
iOS version or iOS games go on sale way better than eShop games. So
that's entirely true.
I'll wait for that game to hit like $5 or something at some point and play that. Okay, but the actual news: there's a new Humble Bundle out, which is real good.
Oh, what?
Humble Bundle X. That's what it's called.
What?
Is it actually?
Yeah, it's called Humble Bundle X.
Because it's actually the 10th of their main ones, I guess.
Yeah. So Humble Bundle 10, I guess, but yeah.
It has To the Moon, which I highly recommend. Joe Danger 2, Popo EO, which this is a cool, cheap way to try out that game. Runner 2.
And probably a better version of it. Like, I had weird frame rate problems on the PlayStation 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
PlayStation 3.
Yes.
That'd probably be why you're having frame rate issues, Nathan.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
I hacked this PlayStation 1 so I could play Popo EO on it.
Yeah, and it runs real bad. It's weird.
It was a complete waste of time.
Yeah. No, it's just, yeah, I have that game, but anyway.
You also get the To the Moon sound. You actually get soundtracks to like all of them, but To the Moon soundtrack is great. You get Runner 2, which is awesome. You get Ryu's. I don't know. It's like I see that game everywhere. I don't know what it is. And then Surgeon Simulator. And at the moment, it's like $5.35. Did you guys pick it up?
Well, I had half of these games on PSN, so I'm kind of shying away from it right now.
Okay, because I was probably going to pick them up, but I was like, you guys might pick it up.
Oh, okay.
Which games?
Just the Humble Bundle.
Oh, yeah. I haven't even looked at it yet, so I'm still trying to catch my email.
To be fair, though, I've played all the games on here that I want to play, so I don't need to pick it up, really. But I do recommend. To the Moon is great, and I still really want to play that free Christmas DLC that they put out a while back. And I guess while we're at it, there's a new weekly Humble Bundle sale with a bunch of Frozen Byte stuff that has been in almost every Humble Bundle, so let's just move on.
Okay.
That's not worth talking about.
That's the weekly.
What is worth talking about is the announcement of PlayStation Now.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were this excited about it.
Well, it's my PlayStation. I want it now.
Okay. This is a pretty
Wait,
big
were you
story.
excited about that for the chance of that pun, or you're excited about PlayStation Now?
You've never heard that commercial, have you? It's my money and I want it now.
I've probably heard it. I guess I don't.
Pretty
But
specific
you know what?
illusion,
I
but
am
okay.
glad you had this opportunity to.
I know. I feel
energize
vindicated.
and
I feel
create
vindicated
this pun.
today.
Moving
Alright.
on to video games.
Who's gonna lay out what PlayStation Now is all about? Let's
Remember Gaikai?
Yeah, exactly. Like this is the payoff for all that kind of rumblings.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was announced at
What's the
CES
Gaikai
this year,
acquisition?
which
What's
I
going
guess CES is still
It's-
happening, or is it over?
Yes. If it hasn't finished, it's still going on.
It's getting close to the end though, because it's been
Yeah,
going on the whole week. So
I think it might be a week-long event. I feel
what
like.
they're trying to do is stream games to like any device that PlayStation is associated with. So PS4, Vita, PS3, I guess just TVs, tablets, and smartphones.
Did they actually say PS3?
I'm looking at the site
Yeah,
right now, and
it's
it says
listed.
PlayStation 3.
Fair enough.
The Vita was coming a bit later though, wasn't that kind of the thing, or like isn't that a little further in the plans? Oh yeah, sorry, I'm reading the sentence right now. For the PS3 library, first on PS4 and PS3, followed by PS Vita. So that's all I was thinking of. But yes, streaming
What
classic
I'm kind of
games.
curious with, because it says like, you know, as well as non-PlayStation devices, beginning with the 2014 Bravia TV models. Am I going to play that with my remote? Like, why do I need to stream it to a TV?
I guess it's just maybe those TVs are hefty enough to. Well, I mean, it's a streaming service, so
Yeah,
I guess you just buy
supposed
a DualShock 4 and then you can play some PlayStation.
I think they said DualShock 3 actually. Well,
So,
I
hang
assume
on,
the
so
4
I'm
would
gonna
work
buy
as well.
I'm going to buy this brand new TV, which
Yep.
I guess has Bluetooth.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's something I want in my TV.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. And then I'm going to buy a controller for a game console I don't own.
Yep.
And then sync it to this TV and play my games on the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, with this
Why
gaming.
not?
Like,
It's cheaper. It's cheaper.
Is it cheaper than buying just the PS4 and a perfectly fine
Let's say
TV?
you were gonna buy the TV anyways.
How much is this TV? Because you could probably
I don't
buy a
know.
TV like
Didn't they just say like
all?
all Bravio TVs would have this feature?
It just said the 2014 Bravia TV.
Well, maybe someone's like, I really want a 72-inch TV. Here's a TV that also lets me play built-in PS3 games, and I don't have a PS3 or a PS4. Let's go to town.
That could
Yeah,
happen. Or
I'm-
like somebody
There
who
is a
has
market
fond
for that.
memories of some PS2 games, and now it's like, oh, I can play them here. Weird. There's
There is
the
a market for it. It's just a
PlayStation
case
service.
of whether or not it's big or not.
Okay, I'm not sure if this info is correct. I'm assuming it's not, but I'm gonna use it anyway. That TV is
Oh,
$1,500.
Okay, that's
Hmm.
a TV price.
No, it's not. That's
Yeah.
the price of two TVs.
Well, it depends on the TV. Like, how big is it? That's a
55
money.
inches.
It's pretty good, right? Isn't it? I don't know.
No,
I haven't
That's
bought
not
a
for
TV
that
in a
price.
long time.
You could probably
I
get
don't
a
think that's
fine.
Maybe it's 3D.
You could probably get a
maybe it's-
fine 55-inch TV, like without 3D, even with 3D, for like
800. Yeah.
$800.
Well, that's just the MSRP. Like, who knows what retailers will actually sell it at? But-
That means more, Nathan.
This was Best Buy. I was looking at Best Buy.
Oh yeah, markups. Well, fine. This sounds like the worst way to go to get your PlayStation Now. You're right. Don't do that. Buy a PlayStation 3. They're available. Like, whatever. Who cares? Streaming games. That's the thing. You can stream all manner of games. We don't know what's going to be in there, like how robust that lineup's going to be, but that's cool. Like, that's kind of a pioneering thing, right? This is basically on live, though, isn't it? It's like PlayStation
Yeah,
Online.
it is essentially on live solely for PlayStation games.
Right. Finally
think-
coming to fruition years later, but
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, not even. It was like they announced Gaikai last year. The purchase of Gaikai last year, wasn't it?
yes, but like the fruits of that whole thing are
Yeah.
coming to, they're ripening on the vine, and then we can pick them soon.
So
as
I-
PlayStation Now.
I don't remember what games they've confirmed like in full, but I know that The Last of Us and Tearaway have so far been confirmed for it.
Okay, there's some high-profile games.
So supposedly they're starting with PS3 only, and then eventually they're going to add in PS1 and PS2.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. more recent and whatnot. But okay, there you go. CES news. Was there any other like gamey news of note from CES
Not
this
that
year?
I saw.
Doubt it. There usually isn't. It's usually not a gaming-friendly area.
Okay. 4K is big.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Okay. I guess next story that I put up here was basically it's just a trailer. It's just a trailer I thought was interesting though, so I'm gonna take up some time and talk about it. I apologize. There's a game called Alien Isolation, being developed by Creative Assembly, which is kind of weird to me that that's the Total War people, but I guess they've also made kind of single-player games. Viking and Spartan Total Warrior come to mind. They are making an Alien game, which after Colonial Marines, a lot of people are really kind of just, still licking the wounds after that whole thing, because apparently that was terrible. But the thing that makes this game look kind of intriguing, at the very least, like it's just a trailer, they're taking Ridley Scott's Alien as the point of the point of kickoff for this whole thing, and it's a horror-centric game where you play as Ripley's daughter, Amanda, and you are on a spaceship, and creepy stuff's going on, and that's all we know so far. But it looks like it's more small scale, which is kind of what I want.
Wait, hang on. You're saying they're taking the Alien as the jumping-off point?
Yeah, Alien, the first movie, 1979.
Isn't that what the last Marines?
No, you're just smoking that Reaper shot.
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Aliens is the movie everyone is just totally freaking out over, because that's the James Cameron one where there's tons of shooting and action and stuff. That's the thing people have been making video games on for like 14 years.
Okay.
This is the Alien game. It's a small difference, just that S, but maybe this will work out. I don't know. It's coming in 2014 to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, 360, PC, all that stuff. Will it be good? I don't know. Maybe not. They could ruin it, but something about that franchise is like perfect for video games. Just like it hasn't been done quite right, in my opinion. Like I played AVP, I didn't quite fall in love with that either. So maybe this will be it. John, are you excited?
Not really.
No? Faith has been broken, or is it?
Well, I mean, like I said, I still want there to be one good Aliens, whatever. Just I want there to be one good game in that franchise that's like recent.
Yeah. So maybe, but it's just a trailer. So who knows? I just thought maybe this will turn into something cool, and then we can have this as recorded evidence that I thought it would look cool before it came out and is cool, or it's going to be terrible, and then it'll be like, yeah, remember when people were excited about that, and whatever. I guess next on the news lineup, Silicon Knights, story developer of old, Eternal Darkness. Remember that game? It's good.
I was playing that like last month.
Yeah, Two Human. Remember that? That was like 5 years ago. Yeah, Vikings. Okay. That whole lawsuit thing between them and Epic is probably finally actually over. There was kind of a big interview and report on Giant Bomb Patrick Klepek did that was kind of interesting, just kind of wrapping up this whole kind of sad, weird story of the time Silicon Knights tried to sue Epic Games because of them not supporting their engine properly or whatever during the development of Gears of War, and then just kind of everything going really, really bad for them. And yeah, that company is basically just done, and the whole X-Men Destiny thing and all that stuff. So it's, yeah, that sad, tragic tale is probably finally over. I don't know what the current status is of that spiritual successor to Eternal Darkness. I think it's going ahead. Like, they're doing that as an episodic thing. I think they eventually raised enough money somehow.
Did it? Because I thought they didn't get... Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, they came up short on their Kickstarter goal and their weird independent not Kickstarter thing.
Right.
But as far as I know, something's going on. Like, they're still doing something, but...
Oh, okay. I hadn't heard anything besides they're not doing good.
They're not doing good at any rate, so yeah. But I don't know. That kind of intrigued me just because I've been a fan of some of their games in the past, specifically their GameCube era stuff. Like Twin Snakes I thought was good. Eternal Darkness is kind of the standout thing. I never played Legacy of Kain and all that, but they've been in the business for a while, and that's finally like closed the book on that one. Still been talking to Paul about maybe playing Two Human sometime, like just kind of looking back on that thing and seeing if that was any good. Did you guys ever play it?
I have a copy of it. I have not played it.
Okay. John, did you ever try that out? Space Vikings?
No.
You didn't? Okay.
Two Human I didn't even pick up at all. I don't have a copy at all.
Okay. I know it's still readily available, but it's not supposed to exist. As part of this lawsuit, X-Men Destiny and 2 Human were supposed to be destroyed.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah, so I like kind of was really glad I had one at the time, but then I kept seeing it in stores and stuff. Just
I think I got my copy during the Blockbuster like sell everything sale.
Yep, that sounds like a good time to pick that up. Like X-Men Destiny, as far as I know, is still kind of around too, but those games are technically not supposed to happen. Like they're not supposed to be out there, recalled and.
They also
destroyed.
weren't that good.
I heard Destiny was pretty bad. Yeah, I heard 2 Human had interesting things in it. But, yeah, definitely not the trilogy that it was going to, all that grand ambitions they had for it. This next story was kind of a big thing that I saw the internet talking about. I was kind of perplexed by it, so I thought I'd include it. Titanfall multiplayer is 6v6. That got announced, and there was a lot of people assuming people were really mad about that, and explaining why those supposed people were idiots. That's what I saw. I didn't see actual outrage happening. It was more so people were like, no, guys, you don't understand. They're developing this game for like a small, focused kind of thing. They know what they're doing. They made Call of Duty 4. You guys are so stupid. And I was like, who are you talking to? Like, no one's getting upset. I didn't see that happening. But I guess just the existence of these articles prompted them to assume someone was being nitpicky about that or something. Like, people were pointing out real obvious things, that Gears of War is 4v4 and it's great. Like, all this stuff. It's just like, okay, like, no one was upset, but okay. I don't know. 6v6, what are your thoughts? Does that sound fine? Or are you, like, a little... Did you assume it was bigger? Like,
I assumed it would be bigger, but, I mean, it'll probably still be good.
Yeah, it's kind of thing. It's like, okay, like... I guess, like, my initial gut reaction when I just saw that number is like, oh, that's kind of a low number, because it kind of is. Like, you're kind of used to seeing...
It's a low number when you look at other solely multiplayer-focused games.
Yeah, like a Battlefield type thing is 64 typically, like pretty big teams. Like, but I guess that just kind of says...
Mag, that's 256.
Yeah.
All right, but Mag is not a main example, and you know that.
Well, PlanetSide 2, people were talking about, like, thousands of people on a server and stuff, but I think that, like, 6v6 just kind of says what kind of game experience you can expect from Titanfall, which is kind of smaller and focused, which is kind of what Call of Duty was, and that's kind of their specialty, so I don't know. But I guess, yeah, that kind of caused a bit of a shouting match of some kind online, although it looked to me like a lot of people just yelling at a brick wall or something. It was kind of weird. But that is the case with Titanfall. That has been confirmed by Vince Zampella, and that's what's going to happen. And then this last story, I was kind of like, oh, that's encouraging, because I've just kind of been hearing really dire predictions about Nintendo's current status, and it's just like, they're doing real bad, man. Look at how many PlayStations they sold. They sold 4.2 million PlayStation 4s. They didn't even sell that many Wii U's yet. It's been out for a year. And I was like, oh, shit. Apparently Nintendo's fine. Like, they're doing okay. Like, they're currently estimated at being worth more than all of Sony right now, which was weird to see. Yeah, it was like 18.4 billion is the current estimate for Nintendo's total holdings. 17.7 for Sony, but that's because, like, some of their other divisions are doing really badly right now. Right. And then Microsoft is at like 304 billion or something. So they're just like the big titan in this space right now.
Sure.
But I don't know, just kind of this perspective on those companies was kind of what that story brought to bear. Because, yeah, like, from just sitting there looking at the sales numbers of the consoles, it's like, oh man, Nintendo is like hurting real bad. Like 3.9 million Wii U's in a year, it's not very many. But then it's like, no, their 3DS is doing great. They're still generally doing okay. So don't panic, I guess. So I don't know. That was a bit of a relief to me as a longtime Nintendo guy.
Are you saying I can stop panicking?
You can stop panicking, Sean.
I know you're really worried.
Like, you're just like, oh man, is the next Smash Bros. Even going to come out? Like, is it going to
I know, I was like, shit, I might just die.
I know. So you can relax. Nintendo's cool. So
what would we all do if Smash Brothers actually didn't come out?
Not play it?
I'm legit. Well, besides that, like, wouldn't you? Everyone would be like, that's so weird.
It would be weird. Cause,
I'd
like,
go back to playing my Project M machine, not what? Who cares?
Yep. That's what people are doing. I'd boot up my GameCube again, get my Melee on, and just kind of cry.
But hey, guys, we got PlayStation All-Stars.
Oh, yeah.
Yay.
Finally rediscover that game.
Yeah.
I could finally play as Isaac Clarke. Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
That's too bad. Yeah, Mega Man and the new Smash Brothers. That's the thing. Anyway, that's my news lineup. Did you say there was one more thing, or is that?
Oh, that was the rhythm heaven. I threw that at the beginning.
Oh, okay. That was the news this week. Did we say the date this time?
I don't think so.
We didn't.
All right, that was the news for January 9th.
Okay, you had to double check. You weren't even sure.
I'm not even sure. The days just bleed together now. It's all the same.
What?
It's Wednesday.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. See, that's why. I don't know these things. I just looked at it too. It's Thursday. It's Friday if you're listening to the audio. Probably. Anyway.
Hopefully. Well, probably. I don't know. Let's
Questions.
go on to email questions. Yeah.
Emails.
Yeah.
How can people get a hold of us?
Oh, I have a story to tell after we say the addresses.
Oh, the story wasn't how do you do this? Because there's a Facebook page that you can go to. Top Down Perspective. You can click like there if you want, or if that reflects your feelings, but you don't need to. You can just ask stuff there, I think. I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, you can also tweet us at TDP Podcast. That is another viable option. Or you can just email us, which is what the segment was originally called, topdownperspective@gmail.com. That's the story of how to communicate with us.
And now
if you want, you can watch the video as we're doing it.
You can also phone
thing.
someone and ask them a question, hoping it would get to this show. I can't guarantee it.
Yeah,
Like you
just don't call your grandma. She might not know the answer.
Right? Or just shout outside. Maybe you will hear it. I'm not going to say we won't.
If we're nearby,
yeah,
we might just hear it.
Yeah.
We never know.
All I'm saying is if you shout, there technically is a chance we might hear it. John, what was your cool story?
My story was, you know how you can write custom messages for people when you street pass them?
Yeah, like I've street passed them twice, yeah.
Yeah. Someone actually street passed me with emails.
All right.
So we've got people at MAGfest who are fans of Top Down Perspective.
Haha, sweet. Reppin'. Nice.
Reppin' TDP hard.
Yeah, all right. People in the chat watching, you feel free to ask some questions there, and we'll maybe pick some out. I'll read this first question. It's from Ronan. Sean, who is your favorite Pokemon from Gen 6? As also, Nathan and John, who are your favorite Pokemon from the ones you know?
I think I've said before, but Murphy. He's my favorite one. And
do you want to refresh to everyone who Murphy is?
He was what was that even called? a Sentret. He was a Sentret.
I thought Murphy was
a Bidoof.
No, I was thinking of Edgar, which was a Ghastly.
And I think there was a Rocco. Rocco was what's that dude? Onyx or something? I had one named Rocco. But yeah, Murphy the Sentret is the best Pokemon I've ever hung out with. So yeah, there you go. What are your guys' favorites?
My choice is Hitmonlee, and I'm feeling a little worried because I ended up finally putting this. I don't know how well you can see this on camera. I ended up finally putting this in my 3DS. I'm debating about actually finally playing it. It's Pokemon Y, if you can't see it, and for anyone who listens to the audio-only version. So I might finally start Pokemon, if not only just to get that Torchic.
And I've been talking to Paul about possibly borrowing a copy of his. What's the gen? 5th gen? I don't know.
We're on 6th.
You're on 6th now,
X and Y
so
is 6.
is like Platinum and stuff, or is Black 5th?
Black is 5, Platinum would be 4.
4. Okay, I'm gonna borrow a 4th gen Pokemon game and see what that's about, because Heart Gold is just gone. I don't know where it is, so we'll see movement on that front, and I will see what this Pokemon is all about. I get those running shoes. That's part of it, right? You get the shoes, and you can run. It's awesome. And the game goes faster.
In terms of Gen 6, which does not have my favorite Pokemon in it, which is Espeon.
Okay.
I don't really have a favorite. I guess,
You like the sword.
I was going to say, I guess the sword one was kind of cool.
Or what about the keys, the key ring?
That's the worst Pokemon. That's the worst one.
What if it was a key ring and a Bidoof in one?
No, Bidoof's funny. Here's the crazy thing: that key Pokemon is like the main character of one of the anime movies. I don't know how that happened, but it's like worst Pokemon is Zubat, and then it's this key thing.
Okay. But the sword is like a sentient sword? Like, what is it?
Yeah, and then when he evolves, there's 2 swords, and then when he evolves again, he gets dumb because there's like a shield, and like that's lame.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, next question is from Ivan. He writes, "I want to buy a new console. Should I go for PC, PS4, or Xbox One?"
PC is one of the options?
That's what he included in it, so that's one of the things he's thinking about.
I'm going to say PC.
I will too. It's pretty dynamic in a really cool way.
Yeah, I'm gonna say PC.
Like you're the one with the Xbox One and PS4, and you're still saying go with a computer?
Well, it's like you could get either the PS4 or the Xbox One and play all of their 30 or 40 games.
Yeah.
Or you could get a PC and play a million games.
And at least like half or a dozen of the games that are on both those systems as well.
Yeah.
For like a fraction of the price.
I mean, do you think Quantum Break is going to come to PC as well? Because like it's a Remedy game, and Alan Wake eventually did.
Remedy
so I'm kind
is
of just
a fairly PC-friendly developer, so I wouldn't be too surprised.
Because like I actively want to play that game. Like stuff I've seen, I'm actually like, oh, I'm starting to warm up to this.
But I think Alan Wake came quite a while afterwards.
It was a long time. It was like a year and change.
Yeah.
But
so
as long as there's a bit of hope there. Okay.
Yeah.
Remedy's cool. They make cool stuff. So anyway, all right. Can I read the next one, or is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. This next one's from Christopher. Congratulations! All 3 of you have been chosen to take part in the Breaking Bad musical. Which roles will you 3 play, and why?
No spoilers, please.
What do you mean? Why would I? I don't need to talk about which character I'd play.
Okay.
It's like I'd choose this guy because of his awesome death in this one part. It was crazy.
Don't say that. Don't do that
episode. Yeah, I won't do that. Like it was vague generalities. People do die in that show though, so I'll stop talking about it. Which role do you want? What are you gonna tackle? Where are you gonna be?
I'm gonna say Hank, because Hank was kind of fucking awesome.
Okay. Dean Norris is replaced by Jonathan Wheeler in the musical.
They're minerals, Marie. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. You get that whole bit in like a wheelchair and stuff.
There you go.
I was thinking about this earlier, like when I read it, and I was just like, there's a couple different things to do. I'd want to try to be Saul. I want to try to do that. I like Bob Odenkirk, so like I'll try to do that.
I never even thought of that. That's a good option.
Just that madcap, kind of just like kind of goofy, but kind of just stressed out sleazeball guy. Like I like that character, so I don't know. I'm not good at singing at all. Like this is a bad casting call by whoever just did that, but whatever. That's what's happening. Sean, who would you play in the Breaking Bad musical?
I have no idea. I've watched like 6 episodes.
So it's like trying to think back to the characters. There's Jesse Pinkman. He's Aaron Paul.
No,
He's
I know who they are.
There's Walter White. He's kind of crazy.
Okay. I'll be
Badger
in like that first episode.
Yeah.
The guy who owns the car wash with the eyebrows.
Okay.
Oh,
so you'd
God.
be
All right.
his first boss who kind of hassles him a bit. He factors in again later. So
okay, whatever.
It's a small supporting role, but you get this one.
Everyone factors in later in that series.
Yeah, it ties up nicely. But okay, there you go. Thanks, Christopher, for writing in. Who's got the next one?
I got the next one.
Okay.
So after Christopher, I have to turn up the brightness on my laptop. We have David. Have any of you been enjoying Awesome Games Done Quick 2014 so far? If so, what has been your favorite run? Mine's probably the F-Zero GX run, although I did miss the Yoshi's Island run and need to go through the archives to watch it, and a few other runs. So have any of you guys been watching this?
You just now made clear what AGDQ was,
so that means no.
I got the sense there was some sort of quick, speed run thing going on just through some chatter on other podcasts and stuff, but I didn't know that's what this was called. How long has this been an initiative? Is this an annual event or something? Or?
Yes, this is, I want to say, the 4th year for it now at this point, if not 3rd.
Okay. So people are live streaming a bunch of weird speed runs, or?
People basically are all meeting up in this one hotel, and they're live streaming from there. They have a giant schedule of games they're going through. It started Sunday and it ends Saturday.
Okay.
Some of the runs that I heard the Yoshi's Island run was really good. even though it got stopped halfway through because someone in the building pulled a fire alarm.
Oh, weird. Okay.
I heard the Beautiful Joe run was phenomenal. I heard there was also a Super Mario Brothers tool-assisted speed run that was really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I caught like bits and pieces of the F-Zero GX run that he's talking about, and that was incredible. Because that game is known for being absolutely like brutally difficult, and he beats it on the hardest difficulty with no problem at all.
Wow. Okay.
In fact, I believe even in one of the stages, he gave the person he was racing against like an entire lap lead, if not two, and then still won.
So is there like one dedicated channel for this, or is there like a bunch of?
Yeah, it's on the Twitch channel Speed Demos Archive SDA, or just look for Awesome Games Done Quick 2014.
Okay.
Or I believe their website this year is gamesdonequick.com. I'm just confirming. Yep, gamesdonequick.com will bring it up.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Like I did not know that was a thing going on, but okay.
It's been doing really good. They had at some point today during the Skyrim speedrun, they had 100,000 people watching.
Wow. Okay. Skyrim speedrun. Okay. That makes sense, I guess. But
And Sean, you haven't said anything, so I assume you didn't see anything on it.
No.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I highly recommend you guys go watch it after because it's really good.
Okay.
All right,
Juker's saying this was also the third year for it because it started in 2012.
Okay.
But they have a summer one as well. There's also Summer Games Done Quick.
You gonna participate sometime and do that Ninja Gaiden?
I'm not good enough at the games, to be blunt.
What? Okay.
I would have to sit down and practice to like an insane degree to get to the point where I would be there to speedrun a game.
Okay.
Unless I did a joke game, and at that point, then I could probably be there.
Like, yeah, are there games like just no one bothers speedrunning? It's like Home Improvement on the SNES. No one has ever bothered doing that.
They did a run of Pac-Man 2 yesterday.
Okay.
They also did what was that stupid game that Peaches did? Bible Warriors or something like that.
Okay, one of the like Wisdom Tree games.
Something like that. It was a weird first-person shooter.
Okay, that's not what I thought that would be. But okay.
There was also like Zoo Race, was like a bunch of like stupid games. It was pretty entertaining to watch. So. Yeah, it was pretty entertaining to watch.
Okay.
Sonic 06 got a speed run where he cleared 2 of the 4 story modes in less than 40 minutes. Because apparently he got through like 2 chapters and then he glitched the game and he jumped into a pit and then suddenly the credits started rolling and the game's like, yeah, you beat the game 100%. Congratulations.
That's weird. It's a weird bug to let in there, but
it was pretty good to watch.
Okay. So Awesome Games Done Quick. Check it out. Yeah. I'm not opposed to speedruns in any form. I just I'm not part of the scene, I guess. I just clueless. Did not know. So there you go. That sounds potentially cool. Again, those email addresses and Facebooks and all that.
We got more questions. What are you doing?
What? I'm not seeing them on the screen, so
They're
I assumed
in the chat. They're in the chat.
No, we got even more than that. I'm going to go to the Twitter right now.
Oh my gosh. All right. Bring them on.
Devin writes, John, what was your highlight of MAGfest? And Sean/Nation, by Nation I meant Nathan.
Oh,
do you think he'll ever go?
Nathan.
Yeah.
Do I think I'll ever go? Okay. Well, I'll let John answer first.
Pick one highlight. Was it that music guy?
So many good. That music guy?
Yeah, just walking up to you and interrupting your conversation with his tunes.
I think it was probably going to dinner with like Brentalfloss and Pro Jared, Gerard the Completionist, and a bunch of other random like video guys, and just having a good chat.
Cool. Okay. Where'd you go for dinner?
Nando's Chicken. So
I don't know what that is.
We have it in Calgary. It's good.
Okay.
Okay. Do they tenderize the chicken like 6 times with a hammer and then season it and then put it on the grill?
It's a rotisserie chicken place, so I don't know.
Okay. Okay. So we gotta do. You gotta hit T 6 times. S. And then
now I know why you're referring to that. All right.
Yeah. Anyway, I made a lot of chicken this week.
I'll probably go 1 year, maybe. I'd like to, as you know. It's in an awful time.
Oh yeah, it's in a garbage time. I hate when it is.
Yeah, like it kind of snuck up. I was like, "Oh, are you serious? That's happening already?" And it's like, "Yeah." Like I thought it was a couple weeks into January or something, but it's like, "No, kick off the new year with this thing." And you're just like, "Oh, that's weird. That's a really weird time of year." But in theory, I guess like it sounded cool. I definitely was thinking more of it last year, but like there were some initial talks with Paul of maybe going down or something, but that just didn't pan out.
Yeah, I was gonna say Paul was pretty gung ho to go, but then apparently that changed.
Yeah. Like, honestly, the show I'm most interested in seeing now that I haven't been to is California Extreme. Just like the classic arcade show they do down there. Like, I just kind
When
of
is that, by the way?
I think it's in July.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's July or August. It's the middle of summer.
Yeah, it's a more convenient time slot, and it's also just like supposed to do the pinball pincade style show, but just done real large. So I kind of want to check that out and see some weird stuff that you can't really play in any other venue.
You will probably end up coming on with a pinball or arcade machine if you're not careful, from what I keep hearing.
No, that's the other thing people say. But I mean, just practically with travel limitations, like that's probably way easier to do if you live in that area. It's just like I could get a truck pretty easy. I know a guy who has a truck. Let's buy this machine. It's only $200, and then that happens. But if it's like I gotta fly home, I won't do that. Like I don't think that's feasible. But I don't know. Apparently there's some good deals, but I just want to play stuff. But yeah, in theory, MAGfest maybe sometime, but no, missed this one. Just flew right past. But yeah, what other questions we have? I don't even know anymore.
I just realized all
closed
the
what I'm
ones
looking
that
at.
I pinned in the chat went away, so that sucks. But I have this one, and I really want to do chat ones because I can do this. Aqua Shiva writes,
Okay.
if you could
Whoa!
choose your theme song, what would you have?
Whoa, that was high tech.
Yeah, look at that.
The future of top-down perspective is apparently Google Hangouts.
Mm-hmm.
And Nathan's picture disappearing.
What?
Nathan's fine here. What's your theme song? Come on.
Oh, I have one. I think I've said it before though. It hasn't changed in like 5 years. It's Justice's Genesis. I just enter a room and that's what's playing. That's just my theme song. That's what I would play at all times if I could. If I had that power to just emit that. That's what I would do. I love that song. It's really good. John, what's your theme song?
I don't know, I'm thinking about it. You'll have to get back to me.
Sean, what's your theme song?
I don't have one on the top of my head either.
What? All right.
We'll move on to another question, and we'll come back.
Now I'm trying to think if I have an alternate theme song.
All right, Allison writes, will you guys get Bravely Default?
Yep.
There's a demo available now. I kind of want to try
Yes.
that out first and see what I'm looking at because I never played Xenoblade, so I don't. I've heard those guys are real good at kind of polishing
Is
up
it
that.
Monolith? I didn't think it was Monolith. I thought it was Square Enix.
What's the one they're working on then?
Monolith? They're working on X.
Oh, weird. All right, I've just crossed wires again and totally confused games. What's so great about Bravely Default then? That's not even the game I was looking forward to.
It basically plays like Final Fantasy VI.
I liked Final Fantasy VI, but
Or maybe more so 5 because it has the job system and everything, so.
all right, I didn't finish 5, so you're starting to lose me a little bit.
Sorry. Well, imagine the
You
gameplay of 6 with like the ability to just switch how your character plays.
Okay.
I hate that. I don't like that.
You don't have to, though. That's the thing.
But just for
Okay.
the fact that I can, it's like, oh, now you're not as cool. I like my RPGs. I like them when it's like, you do this, you're designed to be this.
But then you can customize how you play the game. That's the cool
I don't
thing.
want to. I want to know that like you're this character.
Like you have a defined role. in
Yeah,
this
I like
world.
that. I don't know why I like that. I just like that.
Yeah, 6 kind of had that, where it's like there's this gambler guy named Setzer, and then there's this old guy, and he's like this, and you're just like, okay, like there's,
Like
characters.
I think about like Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Vesperia, where it's like this character they learn a lot of healing ones. It's like, okay, you're the healer, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put the healer in my party.
Where it's like I'm just gonna put on this other colored hood, and now you're a different type of person. And it's just like, what? That's not how.
Well, you know what? That's not how life works. Okay.
It's not. Yeah, it's really unrealistic. It's weird. I don't get that. But maybe in a way it reflects, how many different jobs people work nowadays, right? Like careers have changed. So maybe that's what they're going
maybe
for.
everyone's got to get a second job. I don't.
Yeah, I know. Bravely Default. I don't know. Apparently, I don't know anything about this game, so I am at this point at a 0. Like, I don't know whether to expect a lot
It's
or
been
nothing.
at like every Nintendo Direct.
Well, okay, but that doesn't equal, oh wow.
They are publishing it, so.
Okay.
But it is named mine. It's a Square Enix game otherwise.
I'll probably check it out. But yeah. All right, next question. This one from the chat. Pikmin Rock 1 writes, what do you think about China lifting the ban on consoles?
Oh, I guess I could have kind of brought that up because that explained a bit of the stock bump to Nintendo that resulted in that story, essentially. Like, they are entering the Chinese market, and that improved their estimates and stuff. Cool, good job, China. They make them, so it's kind of ironic that they couldn't play them there. Foxconn. They're
I hadn't heard about that, but that's always cool. So
good job, China.
I don't think anyone's going to say that's bad.
You finally did it.
It's like, I'm outraged. I want to play all the games. I want all of them exclusive to Canada. That's gross. That other countries should get in on this awesome hobby, like Hobbit. I was combining Habit and Hobby, and it went all weird. All right, I'm tired now. What's next?
All right, JunkieGS writes, what genre of games do you hope to see more of in 2014? Personally, he wants to see more strategy RPGs like Fire Emblem.
Okay.
I want more crazy, flashy action games like Bayonetta, Devil May Cry, and Ninja Gaiden.
There's not enough of those?
No, not for my liking.
Bayonetta 2, so there's one.
Just keep in mind, last year we got Devil May Cry. We also got Metal Gear Rising. I could almost argue.
That's two. That's not enough.
I could almost argue Wonderful 101 is just a character action game.
It's
the same company who make Bayonetta, so it's like,
It's getting there. I'm trying to think what's like an underrepresented genre.
Man, we need more sports games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right? Like really cool sports games.
Actually, I'm going to say, because we've gotten down to like almost one a year, like arcade racers.
Actually, yeah, I did play a little bit of Burnout Paradise this week. I just kind of hesitated to bring it up. And we need more Burnout Paradise style games.
Wasn't that supposed to be Rivals, essentially?
No, I want it like that. It needs to get to that point where they just get over this obsession with having car licenses, because I want to crush cars. That's what they're for. And if Porsche or whoever's going to get all uppity about it. I don't think that's
Criterion's fault, though. I think that's more so EA's.
It is.
Or not even EA's. I think it's more so the companies who make the cars.
Yeah. Actually, that was another story this week, was some prominent Criterion dudes left that company. So it's the old Burnout team is gone.
Exactly. Burnout Paradise 2 can never happen.
Can never happen.
Be the game you want, yeah.
And that sucks so much, because, man, that game was so cool. There's still people playing it, too. I was like, is anyone online? There was a full group of people. We were driving around.
It's the best arcade racer
that has ever happened.
Is it? Is it really?
Yes. It is. It is.
The soundtrack is so bad, though.
It's really bad.
I would have said Revenge over Paradise, if not solely because of Crash Mode.
You're wrong.
Crash Mode is cool, but the way they do that stuff is just pulls you in and keeps you there. I knew if I clicked play on Burnout Paradise, I'd be having fun within 30 seconds, and it was true, and I was. It was great. It's just you're driving, and it's awesome. There's billboards everywhere.
You got DJ Atomica.
Yeah. Again, the soundtrack is what's wrong with that game.
To be fair, it has good media controls for music on your console.
Okay. I was playing on PC, but okay. Yes. Okay, so yeah, more stuff like that. I'm going to say, I don't know, I kind of like weird new hybrid things of genres. So, I like adventure games that do weird stuff. So, I liked Gone Home and Papers, Please, but those aren't genres I want more of necessarily, but I want people to play around. I guess I want more first-person not shooters, but not necessarily horror games either, like Miasmata style games. More Miasmata style games, please. I want more island games.
Really?
That's what I want. If that's its own genre, I don't know. I want more living on an island simulators. That'd be, yeah. Anyway.
All right, here's the last question.
Question.
This is more AGDQ, so for John, I guess.
Okay.
How do you feel about the AGDQ mods using ad block and mods forcing subscriber mode and insulting those who aren't subs? And apparently also the chat insulting subs. I don't even...
Whoa. Space-time that. Say all that again, and we'll take it part by part.
All right, so how do you feel about the AGDQ mods using ad block?
If they're using it, I can understand it. If they're promoting it, though, that's a different story, because the money that the ads bring in goes to charity. So telling people not to view ads and preventing money from going to charity is kind of
It's
stupid.
almost weird, as a moderator, you're kind of saying, I support the thing I am volunteering to work for, but I'm blocking ads, which is 100% support.
Is that what's happening? Is that what they're saying is at issue here?
Well, no, that's one of the things. There's a couple of things going on with HGQ, at least with the chat.
Okay.
The next part was the mods forcing subscriber mode.
The mods didn't force it. They had a discussion with people, and there were too many people in the chat spamming hate messages and being racist, so they turned on subscriber mode. So if they were going to do that, they had to actually donate money.
Okay, so what? Hang on, what is subscriber mode?
Subscriber mode is okay. So on Twitch, you can subscribe to a channel, and when you do that, like you give them money, you get an icon next to your name in the chat, and you get perks like extra emoticons you can use on any channel on Twitch. And you get the ability to talk in subscriber-only chats, which basically means if you log into with a normal account onto that page, you can no longer talk. You need to have given them money to actually do that now.
So only subscribers can talk.
Correct.
Okay.
So supposedly they enabled that because people were just being garbage in the chat, and that was the only way to kind of clean it up was to turn on subscriber mode.
That sucks. That seems just kind of like a lose-lose situation because
pretty
people
much
suck. Yeah.
But I mean, like when you have 100,000 people in a chat, it's going to be kind of garbage.
Well, chaos at any rate. That sounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds
so
like
I can understand why they did that. It's not the best scenario, but I mean, out of that, their options probably was.
Okay.
Sure. But wait, like, is the subscriber money going right to charity?
It won't go to. They won't get the money for like 2 months, but it will be donated automatically to charity.
Well, a portion of it, because some of it goes to Twitch as well, right?
No, actually, Twitch even said they're giving their portion to charity.
Okay.
So the entire thing goes to charity. It's a $5 fee.
Right. So you don't get to participate in the chat, but you can still watch.
Yes.
Right. And if you wanted to participate, your money's going to charity. So you're not even directly supporting the people stopping you from chatting. You're helping those less fortunate. So that's not the worst thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There's our thoughts. Well, there's John's thoughts.
And I don't really know what's going on. So okay,
yeah.
Thanks for edifying me as well.
I think that's going to be the end of the show. Games of the week. Don't forget.
Yeah, let's not forget it this time. Second week of 2014. Let's Christian some games as quality.
All right. I guess I'm going to go Paint It Black. I don't even like. It's not even like that special. But that's all I played.
Hey, it's just P-Cross. But
it's just P-Cross.
It works.
Hey man, P-Cross is pretty awesome.
I know, but there's so many better P-Cross you could be playing. But I don't.
But it's goofy.
It's goofy. Like it's just like by default it has to be the winner. But like if I had played probably like anything else that I wanted to, that would have taken it.
Okay. John, what's your game of the week?
Part of me wants to just say Windjammers, but I'm gonna say Payday 2.
Payday 2.
Again.
Okay.
Payday 2.
It was a game of last year, and it's the game of week 2 of 2014. So who knows? I guess I don't know. Because Cook Serve Delicious got its slot last week, I'm gonna say NES Remix this week. Cause
are you being honest that you had the most fun this week with NES Remix?
At some point, like Cook Serve Delicious became kind of a challenge and a thing I wanted to finish. So I'm gonna say yes. I was like fresh thing. I booted up and was just like, oh weird, there's weird stuff, and I was having fun. I never played Wrecking Crew before, so I got a little glimpse as to what that was like.
Wrecking Crew is pretty awesome. One of my favorite NES puzzles.
It's kind of cool.
I'm just making sure we're not playing favorites with the game of the week. This is a serious portion of the show.
This clearly.
Yeah, NES Remix was a nice surprise. So
cool.
Yeah.
All right. I guess thanks for everyone watching live. If people want to watch live, follow our social networks to know when we do this. But we're going to be back next week. See you later.
Later.